Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Vanston, and Nintendo really didn't make my job easy with this one. We just got the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer, and boy, howdy did they pack it full of stuff. Because some of the footage was from the first trailer, be sure to check out my breakdown on that, because I don't repeat myself. And thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. More on that later. Okay, let's get into it, because we have a lot to cover. First up, we have Mario walking down the hallway towards the battle arena, and already we have hints at what's about to ensue, with the walls lined with kettleballs, a training sword, a barrel, a training dummy that looks like the enemy Naughty from the Donkey Kong series, and a halberd, which seems to be the weapon of choice for this movie. We'll get back to that. Mario then takes a deep breath before entering the Coliseum that is so packed that there are even Kongs lining the top of the amphitheater. As Mario looks around, we get a glimpse of a lot of things, most notably the giant golden Kong and golden banana statues that very much resemble the Golden Temple from Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is convenient also the centerpiece for the future Universal Studios Donkey Kong Country section of Super Nintendo World. We also see several structures that can be utilized or serve as obstacles, like bricks, question blocks, crates, and tires, which were first made popular by Donkey Kong Country. The color scheme here is clearly green and yellow, first seen by those kettlebells in the hallway, but then echoed in the several green and yellow color accents in the architecture and the green banners with bananas on them. More than anything though, we get a feel for the scope of this event by the sheer number of Kongs and the energy they're emitting. The sporting event nature of the scene is first heard as the crowd chants Mario's name, but when we look closer among the crowd, you can also see people with DK's shirts, flags, letters. There aren't any immediately recognizable characters, even though in a recent promotional poster we saw Swanky, Dixie, and Diddy among the crowd, who could be on the other side of the stadium, but the types of Kongs in the crowd definitely feel familiar to the games. I even saw this little guy appear and thought it might be Diddy, but no. We're then treated to a let's go before we're shown Donkey Kong for the first time. Miyamoto said in the premiere for the trailer that they changed Donkey Kong's design for the first time since he became a 3D model, and they gave him a more comical design reminiscent of the original Donkey Kong. We see even more of this ode to the arcade game when they run at each other, and we see that they're surrounded by red scaffolding, blue ladders, and barrels just like the original Donkey Kong. Then we see a way too bloodthirsty Toad, and we get our first look at Princess Peach, who's also really amped for this fight. As clearly recognizable as her attire is, this is actually an original design, as the middle panel of her dress is a different color than the side panels, and the bottom trim is always a darker color than the main dress in the games. That seems to be a trend with this movie. It'll give a cheeky nod to something while putting its own spin on it. Moiji. As DK beats Mario's mushrooms to a pulp, the side shot we get almost mimics the 2D view of Super Smash Bros., which is fitting for this fight. And Game Explain pointed out the specific in-air pose Mario hits, which is the mirror image of his pose on the cover of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We see a few more details of the course, most notably that they're above water, so everything is safer than it may seem, and there's a little hidden cave off to the side, potentially referencing the hidden bonus caves in Donkey Kong Country. If I say Donkey Kong Country 20 more times in this video, I'll Venmo you 10 bucks. Then we see what can only be Cranky Kong as a ruler of some sort, which is new. Not really sure how he acquired that much power, but Cranky Kong is canonically the Donkey Kong that appeared in the original arcade games, so maybe he had the arena decked out and all that scaffolding and whatnot because it reminds him of the good old days. You know, one of the most satisfying things about playing any Mario game is the coin sound effect. Watching this trailer makes me want to be Mario. I've always thought I could pull off a mustache, and when you put that together with this, that means I gotta start collecting coins. If you don't want to smash into bricks to get a little extra money for the holidays, you should do what I do. Use Rocket Money. Rocket Money is my favorite all-in-one finance app. It helps me manage my expenses and save hundreds. Still unclear whether that'll load me up with extra lives, but a girl can dream, can't she? One of Rocket Money's best features is that it helps you find and cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions. With the app, I discovered I was wasting thousands every month on stuff I didn't even use. With the money I've saved from canceling those subscriptions, I've freed up lots of money for traveling to see my family for the holidays, and traveling back home to decompress from seeing my family for the holidays. I also really like Rocket Money's Smart Savings account and their budget tool. With the Smart Savings account, you just choose the amount you want to save and how frequently. Rocket Money will automatically deposit your your money into a savings fund that you can withdraw from anytime. With the budgeting tool, you can automatically monitor your spending by category, get notifications when you've exceeded your spending limits, and visualize your spend-to-earn ratio by month, quarter, or year. If you're feeling really ambitious, Rocket Money can even negotiate your bills for you, from internet service bills to cable and phone bills. Simply upload a photo of your bill and Rocket Money does the rest. You can unlock even more features in Premium too once you've signed up. 3.4 million people use Rocket Money to save with just a few simple taps, and you could be one of them. If you want to start managing your finances the easy way, you need this app. To try Rocket Money out for free and support our channel, head to rocketmoney.com/newrockstars or click the link in the video description. We're then shown Bowser intimidating a captured Luigi, saying the only thing standing in Bowser's way is a human with a mustache just like Luigi's, which implies he's probably holding Luigi hostage to get to Mario. Also during this, we're shown Bowser's minions just partying it up with food and drinks, speakers, flashing lights, limbo, a conga line. This dude's passed out. There also looks to potentially be a stage at the back, perhaps one that a certain King of Koopas could perform a musical number on? We also see that Bowser has a lot more variety to his troops here than in the first trailer. In this clip alone, we see Koopas, Paratroopas, Swoops, Piranha Plants, Dry Bones, Shy Guys, Sniffets, Spinies, Bob-Bombs, Goombas, Hammer Bros, and Sledge Bros. Potentially more. And they're surrounded by Bowser statues, which is just classic Bowser. We're also shown a bunch of Koopas disembarking the ship into a frozen environment, which is almost certainly a tie-in to the Ice Kingdom takeover scene from the first trailer. No penguins though.
Penguins.
Finally, we see Mario in a bathroom. I never thought I'd be so excited to see Mario in a bathroom. There's gotta be a subreddit for that. But Mario in a bathroom means human world, because toads don't need bathrooms. That's what the diapers are for. Cowards.
Everybody my age pees their pants, it's the coolest!
But in all seriousness, we are finally shown in that shot and the subsequent one that Mario and Luigi are plumbers working in a human world at the start of the film. Mario's wrench and Luigi's tool bag indicating that they are both plumbers, assumedly at the same company, judging by their matching uniforms and fist bump when leaving a job, and the whole other human in the background showing that this is more than likely the human world rather than New Donk City, where people look different from the brothers. These points are further solidified by another leaked poster where we see their truck says Super Mario Brothers Plumbing, showing they work together, and the Brooklyn Bridge in the background and a street sign that says Brooklyn suggests this does indeed take place in Brooklyn in the real world, especially since all of the New Donk City streets are named after Donkey Kong characters. But Mayor Pauline is also in the background, so we'll have to see where she fits into the picture. Regardless, all of these details are very reminiscent of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, which might point to a parallel plot where they accidentally warp to the Mushroom Kingdom while trying to fix a bathroom drain. That'll get touched on again later. But after that, we get to see several shots of the interior of Princess Peach's castle, and when we combine that with the promotional image of the throne room that was released, we get a pretty good idea of where this original design draws inspiration from. The main center stained glass installation is the exact same design as Odyssey, while the stained glass windows with the clouds pay homage to the clouds that line the castle walls in several of the games. The way the stairs fan out is closest to Paper Mario, but the banisters more closely resemble Odyssey, along with the wall detailing, flower arrangements, and throne placement at the top of the stairs. The floor candelabras are similar to the ones seen in Paper Mario Origami King, but the bulbs have the slight shape of the original fire flowers. We see the floor is checkered pink, and while the checkered pattern is consistent throughout the games, we have specifically seen pink checkered flooring in Super Mario 64 DS and Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. We also see another cheeky nod to the sun design on the floor that's seen in several of the Mario games. Looking at the paintings in the trailer, we have a painting of some toads exploring an area that I don't believe is specific to any particular game, but might be a place similar to Mushroom Gorge from Mario Kart, a painting of Peach's castle, and the last one is too blurry to make out, but honestly it looks like the floating islands from the other painting from a different angle. It's hard to get good paintings these days. Now there's an additional painting in the promotional picture which I think is really interesting. It has the same colors as a Mega Mushroom, but we've only seen this specific shape and color once, and that's on the castle grounds of Super Mario Odyssey. The thing that's most intriguing to me about this one though is that it looks like the mushroom has a full-on face to me. I wonder if this could be an upcoming character in this or possibly a future movie. Back to the trailer though. We can glean a lot from the shot of the toads standing around an interactive table map. These Toad's distinguishing attire make them appear to be a council of some sort, but although Peach has had plenty of Toad advisors throughout the games, these particular characters aren't recognizable. The map they're gathered around shows 6 distinctive kingdoms, and an island that kinda looks like an N64 controller. There's the Mushroom Kingdom with Peach's castle, assumedly Yoshi's Island with an egg on top of the mountain, some sort of desert world, which honestly could be a number of desert worlds throughout the games, considering many of them have pyramids and palm trees. Some fans are speculating they could even make it Sarasa Land to open up the possibility of Daisy being introduced since she's the ruler of that land. We also have Donkey Kong Country, a spooky dark land that is quite possibly the one we see Luigi running through in the first trailer, and the Ice Kingdom that has been taken over by Bowser, which we know is the Ice Kingdom by that little corner that hasn't been melted, and the domed kingdom in the middle that matches the Ice Kingdom in the trailer. On the map we can also see a little Bowser airship with a little star traveling from the Ice Kingdom to the Mushroom Kingdom, with the voiceover of Peach saying that Bowser is coming. Clearly ready to kick some booty, we see Toad and Peach in an outfit very similar to her Mario Kart biker outfit, strutting down the hallway before Peach badassedly stomps a halberd into her hand. Halberd stocks are skyrocketing. Because there are 2 sets of helmets and halberds on the floor, we can assume these were the ones the Toad guards had before something happened. As they walk outside towards the airship, we see the courtyard with some cute touches, most notably the Super Bell trees from Super Mario 3D Land and the flowers that are adorably planted in little red brick blocks. So to prepare Mario for battle and obstacles he will face in this world, Peach has an obstacle course created for Mario, which makes total sense because if he's a plumber from Brooklyn, why would he have mastered these techniques already? Which is exactly why I was trying to take those secret parkour lessons, Mom!
Parkour, parkour!
We can tell this is still in the safety of the Mushroom Kingdom by the Healy background and flag that is raised, styled after the goal pole design originally from the new Super Mario Bros. The exact flag hasn't been seen in games before, but is pink and it has some mushrooms, so it's Peach Mushroom Kingdom. Some fun DIY details you can see here are the piranha plants are mechanical, the fireballs are on a rotating arm machine and clearly not made of fire, and if you freeze it just at the right moment, you can see they bend when they hit him, which I think is a great detail. And you can see the bonsai bill is made of some sort of rubber or foam. I don't know, I've never made a bonsai bill, okay? As Mario practices into the night, we see Peach looking exasperated, and in this shot, we see lights that resemble the super crowns from New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and a metal floor plate around the flag post that has stars engraved on it, perhaps emphasizing the importance of stars in this movie. A couple shots later, we see the trio crossing a bridge with Cheep Cheeps flying at them, which is likely an ode to the Cheep Cheep Bridge in World 2-3 of Super Mario Bros., or perhaps World 6-1 of Super Mario 3D Land. Either way, Mario and Toad seem to be getting more action here than I have this entire year. Our next shot is a bonsai bill headed straight towards the castle with Mario in tow. At the beginning of the shot, we can see from an aerial view of the castle that the surrounding courtyard has 6 star-shaped areas. We theorized in the first trailer breakdown that Bowser might be collecting stars in this movie, and this shot and the 6 definitive lands that were on the map in the earlier shot could indicate that's how many stars he's after. We then see Mario determinedly flying in a Tanuki suit with the bonsai bill chasing him. Now, normally bonsai bills fly in a straight line once fired, but since he's at the same level if not slightly behind the bonsai bill in the previous shot when it's headed towards the castle, it's possible they broke the rules a bit and made it heat-seeking to allow Mario to steer it away from the castle. That or it's a different bonsai bill. I don't know. After that, we see the trio in a huge field of fire flowers, and a cool detail here is that before Peach touches the flower, her dress is normal, and in the next shot it changes to her Fire Peach dress. Oh, the details! She also has a line here mentioning how there are a lot of galaxies, which indicates we're definitely going to be getting a Super Mario Galaxy nod, which I speculated about in the first breakdown as well. In this section, we also see glimpses of various lands, including a sunset view over cliffsides that distinctively resemble the rock structures from Rock Candy Mines in New Super Mario Bros. U, and a scene from what looks to be Yoshi Island. The scenery looks like the beginning of the game Yoshi's Island, but also is reminiscent of Yoshi Village from Paper Mario. And even though we see every color Yoshi in the huge horde of Yoshis running, this guy chilling, we have yet to see the green and white red-shoed Yoshi that we all know and love. Then we see a beautiful shot of what I assume is the interworld between pipes. unless Mario got his soul punched out of him by Tilda Swinton. But this shot is very similar to the cutscene in Super Mario 3D World where they travel through a space like this, and far off we can see pipes to other places in the background. We see Luigi, who still has his plumbing bag, placing it at the beginning of the movie, frantically flailing and calling out to Mario. Although they grab hands in the trailer, since they're seemingly separated for the rest of the movie, I have to imagine they're gonna give us a Kingdom Hearts Sora and Kairi moment. I can't talk about it. And because they didn't cram enough in for me to dissect, this trailer rounds out with a referential Mario Kart scene. Okay, let's start with the location. The waterfalls, greenery, and cliff sides could be influenced by various Mario Kart levels like DK Jungle or Shy Guy Falls, but there's also an interesting detail in the background. On both sides you can see a red track in the distance, and on the right side you can also see what looks to be maybe a wooden mine entrance as well. There are a few games they could have pulled from here. The reddish track could be from Toad's Midway Madness from Mario Party 4, the mine entrance makes me think of the minecart levels in Donkey Kong Country games, and in Donkey Kong Country Returns there's a minecart track where you go from a cave to the outside, and in DK Jungle in Mario Kart you zip around cliff sides, and there's even a section where you go through the Golden Temple. Although this might be influenced from the games, it's definitely an original design and will almost certainly be utilized in the movie. They're also driving up a Rainbow Road, which is definitely an homage to the several Rainbow Road courses in the games. This one most closely resembles the Mario Kart DS or Mario Kart 7 one, although the colors are reversed. It also looks a lot like the Rainbow Road Mario and Luigi drive up to get to Bowser's Castle in Paper Mario Color Splash, in which you also collect 6 stars. Just saying. Now looking at the karts they're driving, Mario is driving a version of his standard kart from Mario Kart Wii that emits blue sparks as he drifts, which is a feature in Mario Kart. Peach is riding some sort of hybrid zip-zap, sneakster, and mock bike. Toad's in a modified Tiny Titan, and all of the Kongs are driving a variation of karts that vaguely resemble the Bolt Buggy from Mario Kart 7. No one took the super blooper, huh? Oh, more for me. The karts have various weapons installed onto them, making Donkey Kong Country the black market for karts apparently. The kart Donkey Kong is driving has DK rocket barrels from DK Country Returns on his kart, and there's potentially a banana barrel attached to one of the karts in the back as well. You can also see a couple Kongs that look familiar in the background. Behind Mario is a Kong with shades and a bandana that looks a lot like Funky Kong, and off to the left of the frame you can see a small Kong that looks a little bit like Kiddy Kong. We'll just have to wait and see if those are the actual characters or not. The whole gang generally looks pretty happy driving together, telling me that this particular scene is probably not a race. Like I said earlier in Paper Mario Color Splash, they used the Rainbow Road to get to Bowser's Castle, so that could be what this group is using it for as well. But either way, their expressions seem to indicate that they've teamed up at this point and are off to save the world. And Luigi, but like, me. And that's the trailer. Now, as I'm filming this, they've released another trailer, so if you want to see a breakdown on that, just leave it in the comments below. In the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at @It'sAnnaVanston and follow and subscribe to New Rockstars at New Rockstars for more breakdowns of everything you love. And since the Super Mario Super Show plot has officially been introduced, I think for the outro we should all
Do the Mario!
Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go do the Mario. Take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now.